kilowatt 4, Lima, Japan, Echo, Mobile, North Carolina. Just came out of Greensboro, North Carolina, and the handle is Jim, headed towards the house.
There's a man that's headed towards Eden, Roger.
Yeah, the lovely garden of Eden. Things fine and lovely all the time. Fine and lovely all the time.
Roger. Well, you're much louder on the Rochester, New York SDR. I haven't had a chance to go around on the other ones, but tell me, how's your day been going?
How's your day been going? Oh, my day was pretty good today. It's been a week, but it kind of day. Things were not near as tough as far as being hectic and semi-frustrating most of the week. But anyhow, very quickly here we're running 100 watts with a Kenwood TS-440 with a helically wound whip. Just sticking on the back of the bed of the truck here. Not much of an antenna, but seems to do a pretty good job most of the time. Over.
Roger. Now, what is helically wound? What is describe that?
Helically wound. What is describe that? Well, that's what I've always heard ever since I was a kid. Wound in a spiral. I guess I should say spiral wound. But anyway, around and around and around and going up all the way. Roger.
Roger that. So is this a base-loaded antenna or center-loaded?
Is this a base-loaded antenna or center-loaded? No, it's a continuous coil that starts at the bottom, and it's wound and it's spaced an even amount up for about 2 feet, maybe a little more, and then it goes to the main part of the coil. And then it comes out the top with the rod, the stainless steel rod, which is what you use to adjust it. Most people call it the stinger.
Roger that. So you have a slow wind up to the middle, and then you have a more pronounced load coil in the middle, and then from that it goes to the stinger. So the overall length of that antenna is how long?
The overall length of that antenna is how long? It's probably about 7 feet.
Roger. Now, is this a home brew or is this a commercial job?
Roger. Now, is this a home brew or is this a commercial job? It's commercial. Most people call them a ham stick. Several different companies make them. Most people call them a ham stick. This one came from a guy down in South Carolina about 30 years ago, believe it or not, and it's still trucking.
Roger. Now, you adjust the SWR with the stinger length. So what is your current SWR on that antenna?
What is your current SWR on that antenna? Okay, well, it's flat. It's flat right here in this spot. Of course, you can, if you need to, you can take the antenna tuner that's in the rig and tweak it a little bit. But actually, it's flat a little bit lower. If you get down to like 71, 70 or something like that, it's pretty well flat. I took great pains of trying to get it that way. Over.
Roger that. Well, I'm glad it works. You know, mine, one of the most strangest things that I ever ran across in tuning an antenna was on my number 2 10-foot magnetic loop antenna. This was a problem child from the word go. My first one went just beautiful, and I come up with a 1-to-1. I chopped about 1.5 feet off the circumference. I think we went in at 33, and I dumped about 1.5 feet and came up with a 1-to-1, just beautiful. But my second one is a bit higher. It's about 15 feet higher than the first one, and then also I had to take the tuning capacitor and lower it down about 10 feet so I could get to it without having to use a ladder. So there are some anomalies with that antenna that I can understand some of it, but at one point, as I was tuning it and running through the SWR profiles, I had just before I was looking for 7188, you know, at 1-to-1 at 7188, and just a few KC below that, I was at 1.2, and then I had a sharp rise right on the frequency that I was hoping to have a low SWR on, and then just on the other side of that, it went back to a 1.2, so I had a perfect dip on either side of the frequency that I was looking for, Roger.
Either side of the frequency that I was looking for, Roger. Yeah, Roger. You know, I've had that happen on a few antennas in Korea. HF antenna. I had one of those 2-meter through the glass things that came from Antenna Specialist several years ago, and it had the same thing. You know, and it had the same thing. You know, it just would do that. I don't know, man. And it just depends. A lot of it, you know, just depends on what day it is and the temperature is and all that. Real quick minute. You're 20 over 9 plus a little bit sometimes. You are just incredibly loud here,
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I have someone that has found it necessary to tune up on an active frequency. It just astounds me the degree of, well, I won't say exactly what I think about it, but you please do not tune up on an active frequency. Anyway, Jim, let me say threes to you, sir. You're sounding good back this way. I hope you have a great weekend. Roger, Roger?
Yeah, Roger, I appreciate it there, Jim. Very good. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry I took up so much of your time here, but it keeps me awake going down the road there. Going down the road there. Hi. KC9VKV, I appreciate you coming in here and talking to us here, which you're here every Friday, and I appreciate you being here. You're doing a good thing, and I love what you do, and keep it up, man. I really thank you. K4LJE.
Roger, Roger, Jim. Threes that way, sir, and you are about 12 over on the Milford SDR. Really wild. Good signal on the Milford SDR. Threes, Jim. This is KC9VKV and the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.